I try to look at my issues from outside myself, okay? Because what you'll notice, okay, is I can look back at a dozen problems that I've had over the course of the past, 12, 15 years. And I look back at them, and these days I laugh. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe I was fucking stressing out about that. That was pretty fucking dumb. Casual Exchanges podcast, where half the time I'm going to try to find and expand on posts and comments that I think have a gleam of productivity or insight on Reddit. But it's Reddit. So the other half the time, I'm just going to be salty and pissed off, okay? Because that's what Reddit does to people. Anyways, we're doing this to try to brew up some discourse. I think there are more productive ways to go about some of the situations that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. But every once in a while, somebody's going to say something that really ends up twisting my balls. So, welcome in. What is extremely unhygienic, but everybody seems to be doing it? Butt stuff. What are you grateful for, but always take for granted? As humans, we're really bad about this kind of stuff. I think it takes a certain level of self-awareness to really, every once in a while, kind of reevaluate and be like, what should I be thankful for? It takes some thought. It's not something that is just going to, hit you. Unless there's some sort of catalyst, like somebody dies and then all of a sudden, oh my God, life is so short. Life has always been short, finite. You know what I mean? That didn't change. What's unusual about your body? It curves to the left. The most underpaid profession. The least amount I've ever made is fucking retail. I'm not gonna lie. I used to unload trucks for like $9 an hour. But those trailers trap all the fucking heat in there. So it'll be like nice, relatively okay, like outside, or like in the back half of the store. And then you get in that trailer and it trapped the 115 degrees from the previous day in there. Okay? So it feels a lot like you're trying to, violently expel boxes from the devil's butthole, okay? And you had to wake up at 3 a.m. to do it. Really cool. I miss those days. Okay. Have you ever encountered an old enemy years later? Bro, who the fuck has old enemies out here, bro? What the fuck are you guys doing that you guys have old enemies? Like, who the fuck are your old enemies, bro? What are we talking about? What's something you've learned the hard way? You don't fit in every cylinder. Not every cylinder was made to try to be fit into. Finally, we found a thread that's going to piss me off. It only took 13 minutes. So the rest of life after 30s is really just bill and paying off debt, hoping you don't get sick while doing so. Not sure what the overhype about. Okay, you can't even fucking write a sentence. Not sure what the hype is about 30s. This thing is getting me a stroke. Not sure what the overhype about 30s on is. It sucks. Okay, bro. You can't even write a fucking sentence, so it doesn't surprise me if you're a broke-ass bitch. Okay? Because if that's how you're typing your emails, I would kick you the fuck off my team instantly, bro. But again, it's not overly clear to me. Like paying off debt, you could go into your 30s having no fucking debt. Okay? It's not clear to me that you need to have any debt going into your 30s. Are you going to have bills to pay? Yes. But just to be clear, you want some of those bills. Okay? You don't want electricity. You don't want water. You don't want internet. You don't want the phone that you're ship hosting this from. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you're going to have bills. You gladly invite some of those bills. Hope you don't get sick. Like, most decent jobs are going to give you fucking sick pay, so I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not even going to lie. I feel like I'm getting fucking baited here. Okay? This is not as many self-loathing people as I'm used to in a Reddit thread of like this kind of topic. 33 and have fun every day. I only get sad when I realize me and the ones I love won't be around one day. Yeah, that's a human thing. I'll be 75 in August? Bro, there's senior citizens on Reddit? What the fuck? Yo, those are the people shitposting. You know why all the millennials and Gen Zers have doomers? Is because these fucking seniors are running fucking psyops on fucking Reddit trying to convince us that life sucks. I figured it out. I'm kidding. We got to get our shit together. Um, wow, I'm flabbergasted. Finished my 30s a few years ago. What a fucking grind. Low pay, marriage, kids, moving place to place, mortgage, divorce, car payments. Now kids are grown. Salary has grown. Paid off cars, motorcycles, travel, plan, business venture in the works. Next 50 years are going to be epic. Again, it's not, I mean, the 30, okay. So if you were having money issues in your 30s, it's probably because you got divorced. Okay? I just want to make that clear. Yes, divorce is hard financially. Okay? I don't think anybody ever said, like, yeah, you should get divorced. It's great for your finances. No, it's going to fuck you up. Okay? Especially if you're the earner in that situation. But I want to be charitable here because he said, at least he goes on to say, the next 50 years are going to be epic. Good for you, buddy. Bold of you to assume you're going to live another 50 years, but hey, I hope you do it. Bro, I feel like I'm fucking cooked here, bro. I can't disagree with this sentiment more. With aging comes more confidence in yourself, being comfortable with how you spend your time, and if you play your cards right, more money to do things. I'm enjoying my life much more as I age. Bro, where are all these fucking people in literally every other Reddit thread? I have never seen so many fucking brain cells in one Reddit thread. Okay? This is crazy. Let's see. I'm trying to find one to disagree with, but honestly, I mean, these aren't terrible. This isn't the dumbest shit I've ever read. I like that green eggs and ham bullshit. I'm kidding. What a classic. Your 30s should have you a little bit more income, a bit more life experience, maybe kids and a spouse. It's a good time for personal and career growth. The rest of your life is what you make it. Find a career that is interesting and can support your habits. Joy at work is a big thing. Find a way to feel that you are accomplishing something. I never would describe life as you do. Sounds like ignoring all the good stuff and focusing on the aggravating parts. Start exercising. Learn how to invest. I feel like I'm cooked. I feel like there was something in that fucking coffee that I drank, and I'm fucking sprawled out on the floor drooling right now because I have never encountered so fucking mild-mannered fucking comments on Reddit. People are like, well, have you considered thinking about, blah, blah, blah. Like, people never do that. Especially on fucking Reddit. I think this is a reasonable take. Like, yeah, I think 20s, people in their 20s just fuck off and do dumb kid shit. You know what I mean? Not that that's a bad thing. That's just what people do. And then they start approaching 30, and some people start getting their shit together. They realize, like, oh, okay, that was fun. I don't want to do that forever. I think I'm going to try something else. And they start to actually, like, try to figure shit out. And that's kind of what this guy's talking about. Like, yeah, probably start focusing on, like, getting a decent job. Maybe, getting, like, a family. Just to be clear, not everybody needs to have a family. Okay, but some sort of support group is probably good. What that looks like can change from person to person. He talks about, finding something that can, make you enough money to support your habits. Find a career path or a job that doesn't suck the fucking life out of you. Like, this is actually pretty reasonable. This is crazy, dude. Should does not mean everybody does, and it also depends on where you were born, if that is even attainable. Can I have a starter pack for investing? I tried telling my bank account it should be higher, but nothing happened. Yeah, bank account, like having a bank account is not investing. Finally, a stupid fucking comment in this thread. Bro, what is up with all these fucking seniors on Reddit, bro? This is for sure a fucking psyop. I'm in my 80s and loving every damn day. What the hell is the matter with you guys? When I was your age, I thought I would live forever and enjoyed every day. What's holding you back? Yeah, okay, so this is pretty interesting. 40, I have a master's degree and a reasonably good job compared to today's average. I'm curious, again, what does he consider a reasonably good job? And what average is he looking to? National average, state average, average within his county. There are many averages. I have no debts, but no savings either. Cost of living is eating away my income. I can barely afford a used car. I'll never be able to buy a house, and I've resigned to the fact that I'll have to work till I die because I won't be able to retire. So yeah, again, this is I would love to try to convince this guy otherwise. But I mean, he's already given away the game. Okay, I've resigned to the fact that I'll have to work until I die. Pretty much this mentality that he has. That's a big no-no, in my opinion. If you're already in your mentality, kind of admitting that defeat and giving up, yeah, your shit's not going to get better because you already gave up. Okay? Yeah, if you give up halfway through the race, you'll never finish the race. That's a given. But that's a you problem. Okay? Again, if you have a master's degree, and again, there's just so many undefined things. Reasonably good job, today's average. Like it's not clear to me what we're talking about. What do you have your master's degree in? Because again, I know people without a master's degree. I know people with just like a BA in like finance or accounting or something like that. And they make way more money than me. And they're single, so I mean, they get to fucking live and do whatever they want. You know what I mean? So I have to wonder if your master's degree is in something useless, if your idea of a reasonably good job is actually just like stocking shelves at Target. And again, what fucking average are you looking at? If you're looking at the national average, but then you look at if you're living in somewhere in California, that doesn't do you much good because the national average, if I was aiming for the national average, that's lower than like the cost of California. Okay. Because California is fucking expensive. So again, depending on like where you're at, I'm not sure that means anything. And again, just to be clear, cost of living is eating away at my income. I can barely afford a used car. Yeah, it's not clear to me that the world is holding you back here. California, we'll take that because he's saying his cost of living is expensive as fuck. Okay, $72,000. So just to be clear, that's more than I fucking make. Okay, and we already saw that there are some master's degrees that pay way more than that. Average, not the median. Okay, but yeah, if you got some dumb fucking master's degree, no offense, yeah, you're not gonna make that much money. So again, it feels very dependent on like what his master's degree is. And just to be clear, he said he has no debt, so I mean that's pretty good. But yeah, it's not clear to me that this is like an economy thing and not you make poor life choices thing. No offense. Yeah, this is super funny. International war. I mean, war has been around forever. Social media killing real friendships. Again, if social media is killing your friendships weren't that great to begin with, buddy. Financial pressure. Like we're just gonna completely ignore half a dozen recessions and the Great Depression in the past 100 years. Okay. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of all the people trying to think and be like, hey, you know what? I get it. Life's kind of tough, but hey, you can turn this around. Good for you. 53, welcome to the realization that everything has a phase and what was important then isn't now. And that's okay. This is life. Live it. Make what you will of it, but there's no point in wasting time judging it. You can, but that's not a great way to spend your time. Have fun. Yeah, this is an interesting one where seemingly as you mature, Jesus, I've been going for almost 40 minutes. I got to get the fuck out of here. Seemingly as you mature, right, your priorities kind of develop and shift. And then, yeah, like think about it. All the things, and this is something that I try to apply in my present day. I try to look at my issues from outside myself, okay? Because what you'll notice, okay, is I can look back at a dozen problems that I've had over the course of the past, 12, 15 years. And I look back at them, and these days I laugh. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe I was fucking stressing out about that. That was pretty fucking dumb. And in the grand scheme of things, it really didn't fucking matter. Okay, now, just to be clear, there are some things that were absolutely impactful, absolutely shitty to go through, and absolutely probably changed my life. Okay? But those things I still look back on, and I'm like, yeah, that sucked. But even those, it's not some fucking traumatic thing. You know what I mean? And definitely all the other things I just talked about where it's like my girlfriend breaking up with me. At this point, I can't even remember if it was sophomore or junior year. Like at the time, I was probably salty as fuck. Get the fuck out of here, fly. I was probably salty as fuck. I was fucking, talking more shit on World of Warcraft, fucking getting into fights and shit like that. and just being a salty fucking person. And I was probably like, you know, a little doom and gloom, because that's what you do when you're 15 and your girlfriend breaks up with you. You know what I mean? And now it's like, fuck, I can't even remember when that happened. And there are probably, you can probably think of at least a few things where it's like, damn, that really didn't matter. You know what I mean? We should try to take a little bit more of that approach, a little bit more of that, like, will this actually matter 5 years from now? That person stole my parking space? Probably not. That person cut me off in traffic? Probably doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? That Amazon delivered my package to the wrong door. Get it fucking right, Joe. Jesus. I'm kidding. It doesn't matter. You fucking shoot them a message, they send you another one. It doesn't fucking matter. It is literally, there's no fucking point to you spending any sort of emotional or mental fucking energy, because it barely matters today, let alone 5 years from now. Whatever. Let's get the fuck out of here. And that's all, folks. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That way you can talk shit on my next video too, all right? Have fun. Let's try to do this again sometime.